Hello class 11th, welcome to the online tutorial sessions for economics. I am Avinash Lambert, your economics guru, and today we are going to continue our third chapter of microeconomics, which is demand. Now in today's video we are going to solve few questions, all these three questions which you can see are exactly the same. For all these three questions you have to write the same answer. So today we are going to solve the question which is, why does law of demand operates? In the previous video you studied that there is a law of demand which says that if the prices of a commodity increases, then the quantity demanded for that particular commodity decreases. So why this happens? Why this thing happens? Or why more of good is purchased when its price falls? This is the exactly law of demand. And why does demand curve slopes downward? Means there is an inverse relationship. If prices are increasing, then quantity demanded is decreasing. So why the demand curve slopes downwards like this? Why these things happen? Let's start. The first reason, first of all, you must know that law of demand means there is an inverse relationship. Fine. There is an inverse relationship between its own price of a commodity and its quantity demanded. So we are going to solve this quotation, that why these things happen. First one is law of diminishing marginal utility. In the consumer's equilibrium chapter you studied that as the consumption of a commodity increases, as you are going to increase the consumption of a commodity, the marginal utility derived from each unit which you are having goes on diminishing. I gave you an example, like if you are having one plate of Maggi, you feel satisfied. After that one more plate of Maggi, you are not that much satisfied because your hunger is already removed. Again you are having a plate, you will start vomiting. You won't be able to have that and you are not getting any kind of satisfaction. So that is the law of diminishing marginal utility. As the consumption of commodity increases, NU derived from each successive units goes on diminishing. So, accordingly, if this thing is happening, then accordingly for every additional unit purchased, the consumer is willing to pay less and less. Suppose you have increased the quantity, right? You have increased the quantity, consumption you have increased. Then in that case, the utility is going to decrease. Next quantity, again you have increased, again you have increased, again you have increased. Then what happens with the utility? Suppose for this quantity there was this much utility. Fine. Now again, now the utility decreased because you have increased the consumption. The utility is decreasing. The utility is decreasing. Now, for this less utility, you are not going to pay much. Suppose you are ready to pay 50 rupees for an apple. For one apple, you are ready to pay 50 rupees because you are hungry at that time, right? Now, you have eaten that apple. Now, again, if I am asking you one more apple, again 50 rupees. Because that second apple is not going to give you that much satisfaction, so you are not going to pay exactly for 50 rupees. You want to give lesser than 50 rupees because that second apple is not going to give the same amount of satisfaction which the first apple exactly gave you. I hope you have understood this, right? So if the quantity is increasing, if the consumption of the quantity are increasing, then the utility derived from that unit is going to decrease. And if the utility you are not getting satisfaction from that commodity, then you are not going to pay. You are not going to pay the exact amount. You want to pay less. That's what this point says. As the utility is decreasing, your willingness to pay lesser and lesser price increases. Fine. Now, let's again read this. As the consumption of commodity increases, NU derived from each successive unit goes on diminishing. You already know that. Now, accordingly, for every additional unit purchased, the consumer is willing to pay less and less. I hope you have understood why this thing happens. because you have increased the quantity, so due to the decrease in the utility, you are going to pay less. So quantity is increasing, prices is decreasing. That's the law of demand. I hope you have understood. Now let's come to the second one. Second one is income effect. Now income effect means, I told you, when you are having income, you have increase in income, you shift from inferior to normal goods, or your income decreases, then in that case you shift from normal to inferior goods. Hope you remember that. Now with fall in price, when the prices decreases, real income increases. You can also say that, suppose your income increased, or you can say that the prices of that commodity decreased. In both the cases, you are going to save some more money. Fine. Now we are taking the second case. With fall in prices, the real income increases. How? Suppose you are having 100 rupees and you are going to buy a thing which is rupees 100. Then you are going to pay the whole money. Now suppose that commodity's price decreased to rupees 80. Now in that case, you are saving 20 rupees. So in that scenario, your income increased. Now you are saving 20 rupees. Before you were not saving any money. So in that case, you can say that your income increased. We are taking the same second scenario. With fall in price, the real income increases. If the price of that commodity decreases, your income is going to increase. Accordingly, demand for the commodity increases. Suppose this is you. You have 100 rupees, you are happily going. See, his hands are up. He's enjoying, right? So, this you are going to buy a plate of momos. You have got 100 rupees, you are very happy. 100 rupees you have got, now you are going to eat one plate of momos, which is also of rupees 100. So, with that 100 rupees, you are going to buy one plate and you love it. Fine. Now, the next day, again you are going with the 100 rupees, showing off your 100 rupees, and when you went to that momos vendor, he told you, sir, now we have decreased our rates, now you can have the momos worth rupees 50. Yesterday you got the same plate of rupees 100, but now you are getting the same plate of rupees 50. You are very happy. You are very happy. Now today I will buy 2 plates. You are very happy. So, why? Because your prices decreased, you are going to buy one extra unit. You are going to buy one more plate of momos. So you can say that if the prices decreases, you are going to demand more of that commodity. Prices were 100 rupees, you bought one plate. Prices decreased to rupees 50, you bought two plates. So this shows that if the prices are going to decrease, then the quantity demanded is going to increase. That is the income effect. I hope you understood, right? Now, the third one, substitution effect. Under the substitution effect, you already know substitute goods, under which you can use the other good in place of that good. Now, when prices, I gave you an example of Pepsi and Coca-Cola, right? Taking on the same example, when prices of Pepsi falls, it becomes cheaper in comparison or in relation to Coke. Suppose Pepsi is rupees 12, Coke is also rupees 12. Prices of Pepsi decreased to rupees 10 and the prices of Coke remained the same, that is rupees 12. Now, you tell, as a consumer of Coke, you are not going to buy Coke now because you are getting almost the same thing. As the substitute good, you can buy rupees 10, under 10, you can buy the Pepsi. You don't have to give the change, extra 2 rupees change. Mostly we have 10 rupees. So you don't have to give now change, you can have the Pepsi because they have decreased the prices. It's more comfortable for you to buy Pepsi because you can save rupees 2. So, Pepsi is substituted for Coke. Pepsi is substituted for Coke. If you want to drink Coke, but now the prices of Pepsi have decreased, both gives the same taste, you will buy Pepsi, you will save 2 rupees and you can buy some toffee or chewing gum also, right? So Pepsi is substituted for Coke. It is expansion of demand for Pepsi due to substitution effect. Right? Both have the same consumers, but due to the prices of Pepsi decreased, now people are not going to buy Coke. Instead, they are going to buy Pepsi because they have decreased the prices. Now, because they have decreased the prices, the demand of Pepsi is going to increase and the demand of Coke is going to decrease. As simple as that. Right? Pepsi's prices decreases, therefore the demand of Pepsi increased. Coke remained the same, but due to the substitution effect, the demand of Coke decreased. Is that clear? Now, the last one, number of consumers. When price of a commodity falls, many more buyers can afford to buy it. It is a very simple logic. Suppose there is Apple iPhone worth rupees 1 lakh or 80,000, 90,000. Imagine Apple magically they tell you can buy the Apple iPhone in rupees 10,000 only. Believe me, you are going to run to that shop and you will buy it anyhow. Why? Because now the prices are decreased. They have decreased. So, when the prices of commodity falls, many more buyers can afford to buy it. Accordingly, demand for the commodity increases. Fine. Suppose there is someone who is selling a very tasty burger of rupees 100. And this is 11C, you all. This is 11C, you all are standing there in the hands of position. Fine. There is a very delicious burger of rupees 100. Now, most of you don't have that much amount of money. You have 10 or 20 rupees as your pocket money and you will buy only samosa. You can't imagine of that burger. But now, that vendor that told you that from today you are going to get that burger in rupees 20 only. Now this is 11C. They are going running away to that vendor and they will buy that burger. Now because the prices have decreased, the demand for that burger increased. When the price of commodity falls, many more buyers can afford to buy it. So demand of the commodity increased. Just because the price decreased, there are many more buyers who can afford. Therefore, this is the fourth one, which is number of consumers. Now students, I want you all to take a screenshot of this so that you can complete your notes by today only. Now I hope you have understood a lot from this video and we will learn few more things in the next video. So students, stay home, stay safe and see you soon.